A lot's changed in the last 20 years here in Larimer County, and that includes transportation. In fact, the miles driven on county roads have doubled, growing twice as fast as the population. Now, people drive on our county roads over 800,000 miles a day. That's the equivalent of driving from New York to Los Angeles 300 times in a single day. Some of these roads, especially those in the mountains, pose some challenges.
We have any number of roadways that were constructed literally as wagon trails maybe 100 years ago, and over the course of time they were turned into gravel roads, and then when the maintenance for those roadways became such a challenge and people have an expectation of driving higher speeds, there's times when those roads then get paved, and sometimes those roads were really designed for much lower speeds, and now we have paved roadways where people are expecting to drive more quickly, and yet the roadway geometry isn't really designed for that, and that's where our traffic safety program comes in. Identifying areas where we're seeing traffic crashes occur, and then identifying what we do about it, whether it's the installation of guardrail, additional signing, added striping, centerline rumble strips, or eventually, if in some areas where we apply for federal grants and realign roadways.
Grading a road is a, I don't know if I'd want to call it a fine art, but it's pretty precise. The template on a paved road has what they call a 2% crown, which is from the shoulder of your road to the center to the other shoulder. There's a raise in a road of 2%. On a gravel road, there's a 4% crown to get the water off the road faster. So and as you go around the corner, the low part of the curve is lower than the outside to help hold the car in the corner better. In Larimer County, we have approximately 451 miles of non-paved roads.
We have approximately 475 miles of paved road that Larimer County maintains. The better we take care of them, the longer they're going to last, and we're going to get more bang for our buck in the end.
We currently own 33 tandem dump trucks. We can't own 3 separate fleets of trucks. We can't own a fleet of plow trucks and a fleet of hauling trucks and a fleet of water trucks. We sure could, but it would be very expensive. So we try to combine as many of those facets as we can.
So when is a dump truck not a dump truck? When it's a plow truck? A de-icing truck? Or even a water truck?
The structures group takes care of the bridges, the culverts, the pipe cleaning, and the ditch cleaning for Larimer County. We have around 650 bridges total, 200 major bridges with a span of 20 feet or greater, and our minor bridges around 454 feet to 20 feet, over 3,000 cross culverts, 4 feet or smaller, and then thousands of driveway culverts.
It's challenging enough to keep up with the demands and the needs of our citizens, even in the best of times. And then you throw on top of that something that was unplanned, like a snowstorm that destroys $25 million worth of buildings at our fairgrounds, or a fire that burns 80,000 acres of ground, or when you have a flood that destroys $100 million worth of our transportation system, our roads and bridges in 1 year. You really have to throw out whatever plans you had to some extent and try to repair that damage. But at the same time, you have to realize that 90% of the roads and bridges are still in good shape, so you have to take care of those too. It's a real challenge.
24% of the budget for community resources, infrastructure, and planning services is paid by property taxes. The remaining 76% is from user fees like park fees, landfill fees, and building inspection fees, the Help Preserve Open Spaces sales tax, and state and federal funding for roads.